Hi guys, welcome to Totally Magic and another great card trick, which is a little bit weird because we don't have any playing cards, hence the title Nodeck Card Trick. However, we do have a deck of blank pieces of card and paper. That way, if we have a good imagination, we can make up our own pack. We also have a pen to help us. Now what I'm going to get you to do, oh by the way, if you're wondering what my wallet's doing on the table, it's got my prediction for later in there. We'll come to that soon. But for the moment, what I'm going to get you to do is to choose a card, which seems a bit odd considering that all of the cards are blank on both sides. The whole deck is blank. There they are. But we're going to get you to choose a card and we'll write it down there. You have a choice of 52 playing cards. I'd like you to pick any card you like and we'll write it not on the back but on the face of the card. What card would you like to pick? The 5 of diamonds. Okay, what we'll do is we'll write the 5 of diamonds on there, and there is your freely chosen card. Now out of all these cards, I'm going to pick a card as well, but I'm going to pick my lucky card, which is the 7 of clubs. So I'm going to write this down, the 7 of clubs. And there's my 7, freely chosen by me. Now we've got 2 cards now, the 5 of diamonds and the 7 of clubs. I'm going to write a prediction live right now of something that's about to happen. And there we go. I'm going to place this down on the table under the pen. We both chose a random card. What I'd like you now to do is to raise your finger, and when I click my fingers in a moment, I want you to drop it onto any of the 2 cards. Remember, we have the 5 of diamonds and the 7 of clubs, an absolute free choice. Are you ready? Go. Now at this point, they do have an absolute free choice. They could have gone for this or this. It makes no difference. They've gone for the card over here. You tell the spectator, I want you to pick up the prediction. I don't want to handle it. Please read the prediction. Now they will turn this over, and the amazing thing is that if you have a look at this, it says you picked the 5 of diamonds. And that is a great prediction. But they did have a choice. Now let's try that again. You have a free choice of any card. I want you to pick any card you like. The 3 of hearts. The 3 of hearts. And that's a free choice. Yeah. Okay. So again, we'll write on the face of the cards the 3 of hearts. My drawing's not too good. There it is there. Now I'm going to stick with what I had before, which is the 7 of clubs. Now I'm going to stick, out of all of these cards, I know I could choose a different card, but I think I'm going to stick with my favourite card, which is the 7 of clubs. So once again, I'm going to write the 7 of clubs. There you go. And once again, we'll put that down. So the 3 of hearts and the 7 of clubs. You're going to repeat what you did. Make your mind a blank. I'm going to click my fingers and I want you to put your finger onto any of the 2 cards. The 7 of clubs or the 3 of hearts. Are you poised? Are you ready? Okay, you're happy with that choice. You can change your mind if you wish. Remember my prediction that I wrote way before we started this whole performance. it's been sitting there all along in my wallet. And by the way, I can hand this out and you can examine this wallet as much as you like. It's just purely a wallet to hold my prediction. There is only one prediction in here, and it says, I knew you would pick the 7 of clubs, my lucky card. Now I know what you're thinking. I've got it wrong. You pointed to this one. Turn it over. And there is the 7 of clubs. And there's your 3 of hearts. Not only did I predict it correctly, but somehow there's a bit of magic going on here. What do you think? Till next time, practice and enjoy. So how does this trick work? Well, it's one of those routines that has kind of different endings, should I say. But I do think it's quite impressive. It has got several endings. Let me just go through how the setup is done. By the way, this trick was shown to me by the late Harry Barron, who was a magician who owned a shop locally to me, and I used to spend a lot of time there, and he showed me this. But here it is. This is how he handled it, and this is what he showed me. The cards themselves, you just need a bunch of blank cards or thick paper. Just cut them up. You also need to write a prediction on one of them, so just get yourself a pen and write a prediction. Now I wrote this down. I knew you would pick the 7 of clubs because that's my lucky playing card. Okay, and I also write the 7 of clubs on one of the cards. Now this is it. This goes on top like that. This gets put away. So let's go through the routine as to how this works. Hang on a minute, I've just seen another card there. So let's go through how this routine works. So we've got this on top. What happens is that they have a choice of any card. So if you watch a routine, it's almost the same as the performance. So, but what you do is a double lift. So here, I'm going to turn over 2 cards. Remember, this one's got my already drawn playing card. You turn this over and you write on the apparent face of the card. Now, they would choose any card. Let's say they chose the Ace of Diamonds. And you write this on there. You turn this over, the double lift, and you deal down the card in front of you. Now, as far as the audience are concerned, that's the Ace of Diamonds. Actually, it's the 7 of clubs. That goes there. You then do a second double lift. So I'm going to turn over 2 cards here. There's their card. I'm going to turn over 2 cards, and then I say I'm going to write my lucky card, which is the 7 of clubs. Now when you draw your 7 of clubs, or whatever card you've chosen, make sure you draw it as close to the original that you drew at the beginning in the setup. Turn this over, and then you slide this off, and in doing so you then move this card forward and this card there. Now you've actually done no trickery there in the moving, but they might think later on, as you'll see, that you've swapped them over or done something. Okay, so you're setting it up for later. So that's what they do on there. You then write a prediction, and the prediction you're going to write is to say that they chose their own card. So they picked the Ace of Diamonds. So you always write down their chosen card. You put that to one side, put the rest of the cards down. Now you ask them to pick either one. Now this is how it plays out. If they pick this card, remember the audience believe that to be the Ace of Diamonds. Okay? It's not. but they believe it to be the ace of diamonds. The ace of diamonds is there. If they put their finger on there, you then ask them, have a look at my prediction. As they go to pick this up and let go of this, all that you do is that you can then just scoop these up and just pop them down on the table, just throw them down casually. You're not making a big deal of it. All it looks as though you're just cleaning up the workspace. Yep, so they go to pick this up, you just pick these two up and just throw them over to one side. They see that it says that they would pick the ace of diamonds, and they have, and they can even see them, the two cards. So that's how that plays out. But what happens if they choose this one? Well, if they put their finger on this one, then the same again, because you've done the switch. They read this and you say you picked the ace of diamonds. Now they think that's the ace of diamonds, and you say actually you really did pick the ace. It's there. Now what this does, two things, a double whammy. First of all, you've got the prediction right. Secondly, this amazing transposition. How did that swap? They saw you write it and put it down and even move it in front of them. So they go away scratching their head. Now if this occurs, if they pick this one, that's the end of the trick. Okay, you don't need to go any further on the trick. Okay. However, what you can do is say, well, let's try that again. So if you just want a quick 5-minute trick, end it there. But if you want to carry on, you can say, okay, let's do this again. Now the great thing about this, the cards are already stacked with another 7 of clubs. That's the one that you wrote before, okay, at the first part of the routine. So you repeat the whole thing. You flip this over, a double lift, they pick any card, let's say the 5 of hearts, excuse my drawing, and once again you can put this down and you can actually put it towards them so they can see it's pretty clear. You then do another double lift, so I've got 2 cards there, I'm going to flip them over, and once again I choose a 7 of clubs like this, flip it over and cleanly put this down over here. The cards can be put away. They can pick either one. Let's go through both scenarios. If they put their finger on this one, we know that this is actually the 7 of clubs. So if they pick this, you can say to them, turn it over, the 7 of clubs, and you can reveal your prediction of the 7 of clubs. And once again, they're thrown. It's a double whammy that is changed over. If, however, they pick this one, you do the same as you did on the first part of the routine, is that you don't show, you say, take out of my wallet that prediction, read it aloud. While they do that, they were touching this card. They believe this to be the 7 of clubs because they saw you put that down. You just grab these, scoop them over, throw them casually down as they see that that's what you said, the 7 of clubs on there. Now this particular trick, because it's got those different variations of endings, you might be a little bit confused. I know that when Harry showed me this many years ago, I was a lot younger then, and he had to talk me through it a couple of times, and it took me a few practice runs to get the hang of it. But hopefully with the advent of video, you can re-watch this video a couple of times, a performance, and get it. I think this is such a strong effect. Now, although I use playing cards because I like the idea of using a blank deck. What you could do is maybe ask them to put down their favourite singer, their favourite pop star. A lot of people say, what happens if they name the 7 of clubs? They just happen to name that. Well, if you want to do the trick, you can do, and I'll explain that, but I think there's a much stronger effect here. I doubt it'll ever happen, but if someone does call out my card, the 7 of clubs, what you do is you get them to name both cards. If you watch the performance, I never said right at the beginning that you're going to pick a card and I'm going to pick a card. I just started off by saying, I want you to pick a card. They pick a card. Let's say they name the 7 of clubs. All you do is you ask them for a second card. So in other words, the spectator is choosing both cards. And say if they pick the ace of diamonds, you repeat the thing, but you draw the ace of diamonds first. So you turn, where did that come from? You turn over the 2 cards, do the ace of diamonds, turn it over, put it down, and then the 7 of clubs that they chose first of all. So that still works, think about it. However, I think a much more powerful effect, can you imagine if that happened? I don't think it ever will, but if you get lucky and out of all the 52 cards that they can choose, they happen to pick your favourite card of whatever you've already got written. As I said, yours might be different, mine's the 7 of clubs. Then, can you imagine, you say, I said these cards were blank, but believe it or not, earlier on, the reason this pen is here is because I'd already written a card down. Turn it over. How is that possible? Now, you can guarantee they're going to go through every single card you've got and find that there's nothing. They can also examine it. But the double whammy, even stronger, is, remember that prediction in here? They pull this out and it says you'll pick the 7 of clubs. I don't think you're ever going to get that happen, but hey guys, would that be an absolute outstanding trick if that ever happened? But worth bearing in mind. Till next time, keep safe, see you soon.